Hi scholars! Happy Monday! I'm so excited to do math with you today. Today we're going to be doing a numberless word problem. So we're going to be reading a story together. We're going to be discussing the math that you notice in this story. Then we're going to reveal information about the story, and then you will get a chance to solve the problem and to show your thinking. So let's get started. Let's read the story together. Ready, set, read. There were some kids playing at the playground. Let's stop and think about what we noticed about the story so far and what information we've gathered. We know that the kids are the characters in the story. We know the setting in the story is the playground. And we know that the kids are playing there. Let's stop and think for a second about some wonderings you're having or some questions you have about the story so far. One wondering I'm having is how many kids are playing on the playground. I know the story says some kids are playing there, so I know that there can't be 0 kids playing because the word in the story said some and not no kids. I want you to stop for a second and think about how many kids could have been playing on the playground in the story. Okay, let's think about some of these ideas. Could there have been 7 kids playing on the playground? Yes. Could there have been 3 kids playing on the playground? Yes. So now we're going to read on to find out more information about this story. Ready, set, read. There are some kids playing at the playground. Some kids left the playground. Stop and think about the new information that you just learned about the story. The second sentence reads, some kids left the playground. So I'm wondering, would there be more kids on the playground now or less kids playing on the playground? I know the story says the kids left, and I know that when people leave or objects get taken away, it means that the quantity gets less and the number gets smaller. So in this case, the story is telling me that there's going to be less kids on the playground because of the words, some kids left. I'm also wondering, how many kids left the playground? Stop and think for a second about how many kids you think could have left the playground. I'm going to reread this story to find out more information about how many kids could have left the playground. Some kids left the playground. I know that important word there must be the word some, because not all the kids left the playground, because the word is some and not all. And if some means more than one, then there has to be more than one of the kids that left the playground. Let's read on in the story to find out more information. Ready, set, read. There are some kids playing at the playground. Some kids left the playground. How many kids are now at the playground? Stop and think about the new information you just learned from the story. The last sentence says, how many kids are now at the playground? This is an asking sentence or a question. I know this because it ends with a question mark. Now we know what the story is asking us to solve. We know what the problem is. The problem in the story is how many kids are now on the playground, or how many kids were left in the playground when some of the kids left. Now I want you to stop and think about, do we have all the information we need to solve the problem in the story? Not yet. Now stop and think about what information we do need to solve the problem in the story. Yes, we need to figure out how many kids are playing on the playground and how many kids left the playground. We're going to read on to find out this information. Ready, set, read. There were 10 kids playing at the playground. Some kids left the playground. How many kids are now at the playground? Stop and think about the new information you just learned from the story. Yes, now we know there are 10 kids playing at the playground. Now I want you to stop and think about how many kids could have left the playground if we now know that 10 kids started to play at the playground. Could there have been 12 kids leaving the playground? No, I know that can't be true because 12 is greater than 10, and 12 kids couldn't have left the playground if there was only 10 to start with. Could there have been 7 kids leaving the playground? Yes, this could be true because 7 is less than 10. And also, if the word says some kids, we know that's more than 1. And 7 is more than 1 too. So now we're going to read on to find out more information about the story. Ready, set, read. There are 10 kids playing at the playground. 3 kids left the playground. How many kids are now at the playground? Stop and think about the new information you just learned from the story. We just learned how many kids left the playground. We learned that 3 of those kids left the playground. So to review, we know that 10 kids are playing on the playground, 3 kids left the playground, and the story is asking us to solve how many kids are now at the playground. So now it's your turn, scholars. You're going to get a chance to solve this story and to show your thinking. You can use objects around the house to represent the kids in the story. You can use your fingers, or you can draw pictures, a number bond, or write a number sentence or equation. If you choose to use objects or your fingers to solve this story, we encourage you to use the other 3 models to show your thinking. Scholars, we can't wait to see your work, and have a great day. Bye!